Hey dog sport handlers, welcome to the Canine Handler Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Joyce, your go-to expert for all things dog sport fitness. Whether you're running agility, doing protection work, tackling search and rescue, handling a tough tugger, or just looking to build strength for a lifetime of adventures with your dog, remember, you are half the team, and I'm here to help you stay strong, mobile, and injury-free. Join me as I break down the unique demands of handler fitness, speed, strength, endurance, and everything you need to perform at your best, both in and let's stay strong, stay in the game, and keep. Hey there, dog handlers. Today we're talking about a topic that can feel a little awkward, but I promise you're going to want to hear this one because nothing ruins a training session, a run on the course, your energy for the day, or your overall quite like gas and bloating. And we all deal with it at some point, but the good news is that you are not powerless here. This is a topic I wish I knew a lot less about, but I do have Crohn's disease, which causes ulcers in your digestive tract. And you can just imagine that wreaks havoc on everything digestion related, this included. In this episode, we're going to dig into why gas and bloating happen in the first place. There are also a ton of sneaky ways that your eating and drinking habits can make it worse, how air intake, gut bacteria, and food choices all play a role, and what you can do to improve your digestion, reduce the bloat, and get back to feeling light, energized, and fast. So stick with me because by the end of this episode, you're going to have a clear action plan. Let's start with why this even matters for us as handlers. Bloating certainly is not hot. It's also not comfortable. But it's not just about discomfort or what your stomach looks like. It directly impacts your movement, your core engagement, and your endurance. If you're lining up to sprint down a course and your stomach feels like a balloon, your diaphragm can't expand properly. And that means that your breathing is restricted, which can make running feel a lot harder. On top of that, brain fog and low energy, which are often tied to gut issues, make it tough to stay sharp with handling decisions. So gas and bloating are not just a side issue, they are performance issues. We're going to start with the most obvious culprit. This is one I'm sure you've thought about, is your food. Gas is basically your gut bacteria fermenting food. And some fermentation is good. That's how we produce beneficial compounds, but too much and too fast, that's when you get uncomfortable bloating. Here are the biggest food-related triggers. Number one, high FODMAP foods. These are fermentable carbohydrates like onions, garlic, bean, lentil, apples, and wheat. And for some people, they create a ton of gas. And for others, it's no problem. It is very individual. We're going to touch on this in just a hot sec. The second food-related trigger is dairy. If you don't produce enough lactose stays undigested and bacteria will go to town on it. Hello, bloating, no thanks. The third are sugar alcohols. Sorbitol, mannitol, and xylitol are common sugar-free products and can cause major bloating. I was introduced to FODMAP when I was having a severe flare, and it helped me so much. If it can help me so much when I'm in a very distressed and unwell state, if these foods are affecting you, it will help you in a dramatic way as well. So let's dive a little deeper into FODMAPs if you don't know about these. FODMAP is an acronym for different categories of carbohydrates that are found in fruits and vegetables. It's a fancy way of saying certain types of carbs that some people's gut ferment more than others. They can produce gas, bloating, and obviously associated discomfort. Onion, garlic, wheat, rye, legumes like beans and lentils would be one category. Another category are lactose-containing dairy like milk and soft cheeses. A third category are high fructose foods like apples, pears, and honey. And a fourth are sugar alcohols found in sugar-free gum, candy, and some fruits like cherries or plums. What you're going to do is go online and look up FODMAP foods. You're going to see the 6 different categories that make up FODMAP foods and which fruits and vegetables fall into these categories. Because here's the key, not all FODMAP foods will cause a problem for everyone. Your gut microbiome, genetics, and digestion all play a role, and that means that some of these foods might be completely fine for you while others trigger bloating. The most effective way to determine if FODMAP foods are affecting you through a structured elimination diet. If you have not ever done an elimination diet, This is how you're going to run through it with these FODMAP foods. Number one, you have to eliminate the high FODMAP foods for 2 to 6 weeks. These are examples of low FODMAP alternatives that you can use in your cooking and your meal prep. Zucchini, carrots, rice, oats, bananas, and lactose-free dairy. If you can stick to those foods plus your protein intake for 2 to 6 weeks, you're going to be at a good baseline because inflammation in your gut takes time to go down. Number two, you're going to reintroduce one FODMAP category at a time, not food, but category. Again, you'll look online for the 6 different categories. Start with the one only at a time. So example is you might start with lactose-containing foods and eat a moderate portion for a couple of days, not a couple of weeks, but just a couple of days, and notice any changes in gas, bloating, or energy. It's really helpful to track your symptoms and what you're eating and see if these things are affecting you. If you do run across a FODMAP category that does cause you issues, the best thing that you can do is return to the low FODMAP foods until those symptoms have fully cleared. You'll be starting from a clean baseline and you can get more accurate data about what is or is not affecting you. And lastly, adjust based on your results. You may find that you tolerate some foods perfectly and need to limit others. And the goal is for you to have good data so you can personalize your diet without unnecessary restriction and without the shock of grabbing a salad or a sandwich or going for dinner with your friends or picking something up from the gas station. And suddenly you have this gas and bloating where you just really don't know where it comes from versus you knowing for sure that onions and sugar-free alternatives cause you gas and bloating. So you can do a quick label scan and or ask the restaurant to remove the foods that are going to bother you. If you really want to dig into this, there is a comprehensive list of high and low FODMAP foods, and you can check out the Monash University's FODMAP app. It is the gold standard and gives portion guidance, alternatives, and even recipes. By being systematic, you can uncover which foods are actually triggering gas and bloating without giving up all the things you love. It's just about recipe modification. Let's talk about air intake, because believe it or not, a lot of bloating comes not from food, but from the air that you swallow. Crazy, right? These are a few ways that this can happen. A, you're eating too fast. B, carbonated beverages, anything carbonated, drinking from a straw, big problem. A lot of to-go containers that have the air come in the backside of the lid to allow that pressure regulation in the cup can mix a lot of air into what you're drinking. Think foamed lattes, shakes that have been whipped well. They all contain a lot more air in what you're consuming. Talking while you're eating can also be a problem. And lastly, chewing gum or sucking on hard candies. All of these sneak extra air into your digestive tract, and that has to escape somehow. So let's run over that one more time. Eating too fast. So when you're eating, it's a good idea to chew your food well always. And give a quick check. Does it feel like I'm swallowing a bucket of air here or not? Again, carbonated beverages can be a real bugger here. That's obvious. The thing that is less obvious is that drinking from a straw, drinking from a vessel that has a wide opening, again, a to-go container that has a small opening for your mouth to go around but takes air in on the other side of the lid, can mix air into what you're drinking. Shake can be a huge problem here too. Here's what I like to do with my shakes. I mix water and milk in a shaker cup with a scoop of protein and agitate it as little as possible. And then I add a couple of cubes of ice. I also will have a banana separately so that I'm able to chew the banana fully, swallow it with intaking extra air. And now I also don't have an air-filled shake. Chewing gum is a big problem. If you go through the FODMAP elimination diet, you might find that sugar alternatives are a big issue for you, and a lot of gum has sugar alternatives in it. So you're chewing, it produces bubbles, you swallow those bubbles while you're talking and moving around, and also the additional sugar alternatives can also cause gas and bloating. In addition to that, sucking on hard candies or mint can produce almost the same effect. So pay attention to those things so you can eliminate how much air you're intaking. There's also some sneaky habits that you might not be thinking about. And this is where it gets a little interesting because your bloating isn't just about food or air, but sneaky habits can really add up over time. Number one, grazing all day long. Your gut actually needs breaks to move food along, and constant snacking means constant ferment. If you're also finding that you're hungry all day long, this is a good indication that you would benefit from focusing on pro foods at your meals. Protein and produce will help you experience less hunger during your day. You may have medication that affects that. You may have eating disorders that affect that. You may have stress and eating as a coping mechanism for you. And you may also find that if you simply try to balance your meals better, that you will have less severe hunger and or nagging food thoughts throughout your day. That looks like including pro foods at all your meals, protein and produce. That can help you have more consistent energy and hunger levels through your day. Second, late night eating. It can slow digestion and also trap gas. Movement helps to move gas, and also movement helps digestion. So if you're eating and then going to sleep, your body's really working uphill here. Third, dehydration. Fiber needs water, and without it, your food is going to move slower and it will ferment for longer. These little habits often go unnoticed, but adjusting them can make a massive difference. All right, let's zoom out just a little bit, because at the core of all this fermentation, all of this gut motility, all of this digestion is your gut bacteria. Your microbiome is like a community of workers in your gut, and some strains help you digest efficiently and keep gas minimal. Others over ferment and can cause chaos, and a balance of these workers depends on what you feed them. You will get in your gut what you feed. If you starve these over fermenters, the chaos causers, the buggers, you are going to also be feeding the ones that help you digest efficiently and keep gas minimal. This is largely in your hands and dependent on what types of foods it is that you're intaking will directly impact the types of digestive outcomes that you get. Can you change your gut bacteria? Yeah, absolutely. And also, it doesn't happen overnight, but here's how to start shifting your microbiome. Number one, we're looking for fiber variety. Different plants feed different bugs. It would be amazing and a bit of a lofty goal, but amazing to aim for 20 to 30 different types of plants per week. This includes herbs and spices. So if you're eating at home or you're eating out, look at the menu or look at the produce in your grocery stores and pick different types of foods that you wouldn't normally always eat regularly. Expand your palate. Secondly, more fermented foods. Things like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi add beneficial bacteria. People love to keep this a little bit scientific, a little Amazon deliverable, and choose probiotics. And also, fermented foods are going to impact your gut bacteria in a more lasting way. Consistency. The small changes over a week build a healthier microbiome. It's helpful to think about your gut bacteria like a bunch of little workers. If you want this group over here to be doing more work, you need to give them more fuel, food. If you want this group over here to be doing less work, you want to give them less food or fuel. There's a really helpful documentary on Netflix called Hack Your Health. If you haven't watched it, you really need to. It is amazing and talks so much about actionable ways that are really simple to incorporate this into your day-to-day life. When your gut bacteria are more balanced, they are going to ferment food more efficiently, produce less gas, and also help you regulate your digestion. You're going to also notice better energy recovery and even mental clarity. Gut microbiome affects so much in our body, and also your brain and body are not two separate things, guys. They're one. It's not a brain-body connection. It's not a mysterious thing. Y'all are in the same body. It all works together as a unit. If you want better mental clarity, better digestion, better mood, better energy, better everything, you want to make sure that you're feeding the core system
and that has a lot to do with your gut bacteria. So let's wrap this up. What can you do to put this into practice this week? Number one, you want to eat a little slower. Give yourself 15 to 20 minutes to finish a meal. Some tips to help this more attainable are to think about chewing your food until it's not a soft toothpaste-like consistency, but you've really chewed your food. Number two, track your triggers. Notice which foods cause bloating. And again, that FOD roadmap can really help you dial in which carbohydrates, fruits, and vegetables are big triggers for you. Number three, you want to check your water. Aim for steady sipping through the day, especially when you're intaking fiber. So that could look like making a non-negotiable that you have 1 cup of water with every meal that you eat. It would be amazing to add just 1 fermented food. And again, we want to start small to avoid overload. Lastly, let's move daily. So even a short walk will help digestion and help you clear gas. And lastly, and this is one sneaky bugger, limit how much air you're intaking when you're eating. Carbonated beverages, drinking from a straw, talking while you're eating, chewing gum or hard candies. These things make a massive difference. Also got a hot tip for you. If you do find yourself in a situation where you're like, man, this gas is unbelievable and I don't know how to get rid of it, get something hot on your tummy if you can. Get more gentle massaging in your belly in a clockwise direction. Lie down on your left side and just relax. It can help move that gas along, get you a lot more comfortable. All right, handlers, let's wrap this up. While gas and bloating are common, they're not something that you just have to live with. When you pay attention to your food, air intake, habits, and your gut bacteria, you can dramatically reduce the discomfort and also boost your performance on the field. Remember, bloat impacts diaphragm function. That is a big, big problem. Also remember that your gut health does not change overnight, but the effort that you put in will pay off. Just like you wouldn't expect your dog to nail a course without training, you can't expect your gut to perform without care and consistency. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, go give your gut some love, and I will catch up with you on the next episode.
Thanks so much for being here with me today and choosing to spend this time investing in yourself. I hope you feel encouraged to take action. Even the smallest steps forward will add up in ways you cannot even imagine yet. If this episode gave you something to think about or lifted you up, please share it with a friend. You never know who might need these tools and reminders today. And remember, you're never alone on this. For more information, practical tools, workouts, and resources to help you get stronger and more confident both in and out of the ring, head on over to caninehandlerfitness.com. You can also find me on all the socials under the same name, so come on over and say hi. I'm here to help you build the skills, knowledge, and belief you need to reach your goals. Keep going, keep learning, and most of all, keep showing up for yourself. You've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way.